Karen, it's so nice to be here at Reynolds Community College in Goochland. I can't think of a better site to talk about soils. There's so much here for the students to learn from the perennial borders to the lawns and to the vegetable gardens. And all of these are great opportunities to discuss soil, because as we know, it is the secret to success.
It is. Everything starts with the soil. And one of the easiest ways to promote or participate in soil health is to actually make frequent additions of organic matter. Organic matter, anything containing carbon.
Right.
So it can be compost, but it can also just be debris that would naturally fall.
Good old leaf debris and
leaf debris,
needles,
sticks,
yeah.
Leaving your perennials, cutting them back and leaving that debris on the ground. Those are easy ways to put organic matter back into the soil.
Naturally do it.
Right.
Yes, not be so clean.
And what a lot of people don't know is the primary role of organic matter is to feed soil organisms. And when we're talking about soil organisms, we're not only talking about the earthworms and the arthropods that you see, the beetles, but we're talking a lot of microorganisms. Those include bacteria, fungi, protozoa, actinomycetes. And microorganisms, their primary role is to recycle carbon and also to recycle nutrients. So
and I don't think people realize that there's life to this soil.
Right.
That the soil is I don't call it a being, but a living entity. It's not just, pieces of rock and dirt put together. There's true life down there.
It's a home. It's a home to all those soil organisms.
Yes.
And so those organisms take that organic matter, pass it through their gut, and they do it over and over and over again. So it breaks it down into smaller and smaller pieces, where finally those microorganisms can actually access it and convert it at that point into nutrients that are available to plants. So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So when you're adding organic matter to your soil, at that point you're not actually providing nutrients to your plants, you're feeding the soil organisms.
Well, I see you've got a soil auger. Can we take a look at what's in this soil so we can show people what we're talking about?
I do. So this area here has been under this perennial permanent garden for about 20 years now. And we leave the organic matter
to be, just let it recycle. Right. Yep. And so all those organisms can break down that organic matter.
Yeah. So one of the things that you can see in through here is we actually have developed a topsoil.
Right.
Into that mineral matter, and what that topsoil is showing is the organic matter component that has been accumulating in that mineral soil over time. And so, in various spots around here, we can get anywhere from 6 inches up to about a foot of topsoil.
And people don't realize that soil has horizons.
Right. There's actually letters designated with these horizons. At the very top, you'd see the leaf litter. That's the O horizon. The area that has that accumulation of organic matter, that's the A horizon, what we know as topsoil. And then below that, you're going to have your B horizon or your subsoil.
Well, this is exciting because you can actually see the success.
Right. And it's a real easy way, besides soil testing, to monitor whether or not you're getting organic matter accumulation in your soil, is just go out and look at those horizons.
This soil is lovely and absolutely lovely because it's been tended with so much organic matter from the plants.
Right.
But you've got a lawn nearby that has a whole different profile.
And something to note here is we don't do any chemical inputs. So no fertilizers go into this area or have for a long time, because again, we're returning everything back into the soil. Yeah. This sample right here.
I'll swap them, okay?
Okay. Is from the lawn area that's right across the street from us. So these two actually started out the same about 20 years ago. All the soil looked like this. But this being under lawn, there's not a whole lot of organic material being returned.
There's almost no organic matter.
There's no organic matter, there's no O horizon, and there's no A horizon. We go straight to the B horizon, subsoil. And that's because there's no biomass in lawns. And even if you're returning your clippings, it's just enough to, make those accumulations and make those improvements to the soil.
People just don't realize how sterile lawn is.
They are, and if you're not putting that organic matter back into the soil, you have to put those chemical inputs into it to keep it going, and that's why lawns really aren't considered sustainable.
But we have a third soil to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to walk over to Betsy Betsy Trice, our sustainable agriculture instructors, her sustainable area, and we're going to look at a disturbed or crop soil.
Sounds great. Let's go take a look. What an awesome garden. It's so lush.
Yeah, so this is our sustainable agriculture area.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the beds that we actually just planted cover crops last week. You can see.
I can see the little seedlings.
You can see the little buckwheats coming up.
Yes.
And so when you have a cultivated and cropped area, it's really important that you remember that you're disturbing the soil on a regular basis. And when you disturb that soil, whether it's with a pitchfork pulling out weeds, you're introducing oxygen into it. And when you introduce oxygen into the soils, the soil life has a tendency to have a little burst of activity.
Coming to life.
Comes to life. That's good, but because it recycles those nutrients faster, but it's bad because you have organic matter being consumed at a faster rate.
So you need to put more in.
So you need to put more organic matter in at a more frequent regularity. The other thing is when you are cropping and harvesting those crops, all those nutrients that in a natural system would return to the soil, you're harvesting them and taking them away. So you're not returning those nutrients to the soil. And that's one of the reasons we do cover crop. So every area is going to be cover cropped at least one season a year.
So that you can actually put those nutrients back into the soil.
Right. Yeah. And if you look around, you can see we've harvested cover crops and over through there we've harvested them, and then we just lay it back down on the ground, and it's biomass, and then we plant right into that.
It's great mulch.
It is, and we've got a cover cropped area right here, which is oats and phacelia, and so that will go through the summer here, and it helps bring in pollinators, and again, then we'll harvest that, lay it to the ground, and plant in it this fall. So I'm going to bring up a soil sample from this area here.
That went in a lot easier, Karen.
Let's hope it brings out.
Yes.
And so you can see with this soil sample in through here, as compared to, this is the one that we brought from the lawn area.
Yes.
Again, because this area is cultivated on a regular basis, so that organic matter that we add to the top, the soil activity has taken it down and mixed it in.
That is beautiful.
And you've got a great accumulation of organic matter in our garden area.
Once again, in this lawn, we have clay with such a minute amount of organic matter that it's just really not worth mentioning. And again, we're being too sterile in our cultivation with that lawn. We're actually increasing the soil life. That is wonderful. Thank you for having us and explaining to us about the importance of soil and the fact that soil is sort of the host home for so much life we don't even think about.
It is. It's the starting point for plants and for a lot of soil organisms.
It's the secret to the success of the garden.
It truly is.